Hello, and welcome to this edition of Berkshire Matters. I'm Bob Dean. I'm your host for today's show. And today we're going to be talking about a great program offered by the Berkshire Community Action Council, their Heating Fuel Assistance Program. And with us today are Alita Monchecki. Welcome, Alita.
Hi there,
and
Bob.
Teresa LaFay. Welcome, Teresa.
Hi, Bob.
So you guys, this is the beginning of the busiest time of year. So it's great that the two of you have taken a few minutes to share with us some of the important features of the program. So basically, my understanding of the program is it helps keep people warm in the winter. Simple from my point of view. But tell us, Alita, how does it work in terms of who might be eligible, the types of fuel? Does it matter if you rent or own, et cetera?
Just about anybody can be eligible for the program, Bob. It's based on income. So like a family of one can make up to $40,951. Family of two, $53,551. And it goes up from there. So as long as you pay for your heat included would be somebody that they're paying full rent and their heat's included, they may still be eligible for the program. They will be eligible for the program. The only people that I think that if they're paying, Trees, 25% or is it 32?
No, they have to pay 31% or more.
31%.
Their heat included and subsidized.
Okay, so Teresa, what kinds of fuel could be covered?
Oil, coal, propane, wood, pellets, gas, electric, kerosene, any of those will be covered for the fuel.
As long as it's your primary heating source?
Your primary heating source, yes.
Okay, so now as we're still, it looks like we're going to head back into another gotta wear masks everywhere COVID period, unfortunately. How can people apply for the program, Alita?
I think that it's working out fabulous this year. They're not waiting 3 weeks to get an appointment. They call the phone number, the Pittsfield number or the North Adams. So it's 445-4503 or North Adams 663-3014. They get put on a list and sometimes we can call them back that day, but the next day we'll definitely call them back and we'll start the process right there on the phone. So they're not waiting for an appointment. It's done pretty much within 24 hours. Here it is. Teresa, the same there?
Yeah, same here. And I just want to add, we're here Monday through Thursday and 8 to 4, but the phones are from 9 to 3, Monday through Thursday. Just so if they're trying to call, those will be the times that they need to call us.
Okay, and we're going to be putting up 3 numbers, the North Adams number, the Pittsfield South number, and then that 866 number. So, Teresa, when someone calls, kind of walk us through that initial process. What should they expect?
To apply for the first time?
Yes.
Okay. So they would just call the offices and let the receptionist know that they want to apply for fuel assistance. The receptionist will check to see if they've been on the program before or not. And if not, what they do is the receptionist takes their name, their telephone number, what they heat with. If one of the girls are available at that time, they'll take it right away. If not, they go on a list. And like Alita said, within 24 to 48 hours, we give them a call back to start the process. Doesn't mean they're completed. We don't know at that time. They'll have to hand in paperwork, but once they do that, then we should be able to tell whether they're eligible or not for the program.
Okay, so if both offices are closed, how does someone go about handing in the paperwork, Alita?
We have a slot in our door. We also have a copier that's outside the door that they can use Monday through Thursday. So we're still here every day behind the door, but the doors are locked so that you can't get in, just to keep everybody safe. We're such a small staff. One person gets sick, it's going to shut us all down.
Yeah.
So, and we're much more, I think that we're doing it, Teresa, let me know if you agree with this. I think we're so much quicker at being able to do these new applicants. And I want to bring up the 1-866 phone number. That's the phone number everybody should use once they send that application in. Then they can check the status of their application. They can see if their application's complete, what they're eligible for. We're going to send you to that phone number if you do call the office. We're not going to be able to answer those questions because all of those answers are on that 1-866. I'm saying the number right. I have to write it down.
It's okay. It'll show on the screen. So if I'm understanding correctly, You'll talk with someone over the phone, and then do you mail them an application and you've begun to fill in parts of it based on that phone conversation, Teresa?
Well, yeah, we put the information that we can get from them over the phone, like their name, the social security number, certain things that they can answer. Other things we need paper documentation,
Oh, I see.
that we need them to send in. And then we would look it over again once they send it in and put that information into the system to see if they're eligible for the program.
Okay. So the documentation would be, it needs to be a picture ID, like a driver's license for head of household, social security numbers for everybody, proof of income for everybody over 18. And then what, a utility bill or a
Yep,
primary
gas
source
or
of heat bill?
electric.
Okay.
Because if they're on fuel, they also get a discount on the electric. So they definitely want to be able to give us their electric account number, if it's in their name, so that they can get the discounted rate.
Okay. And again, you both offices, Pittsfield and North Adams, have copiers out in front from 9 to 4, 8 to 4, Monday through Thursday. So people can bring in their original stuff or whatever, make copies, put it in the envelopes you have out in front, and then they can slide it right through the door slot. So it's safe and it's been delivered.
Yeah.
We have it outside.
Sorry, Alita.
Outside our door at 8 a.m., usually earlier if we get here. I know that Teresa goes in for 7. We have it outside the door, but ours come in at 3:30.
Ours comes in at 3.
Okay. But basically, it's everything they need is right there outside the door during those hours in terms of a copier and the envelopes and everything else. And then after they put that stuff in the slot, Teresa, what could they expect to happen next? Say if it's complete. Say they put everything you needed when you had the phone conversation. It's all there. What happens next?
Okay, so basically we would pick up the mail that they drop off. We will enter it in, and then we will get to it as soon as we can. We have so many hours to get it completed.
Yep.
But again, like Alita said, that 1-866 number is great. You can't drop it off that day and expect to be done that day. That's not how it works. But they can always call that 1-866 number to check it every single day if they want to. It only updates once a day. So once a day they can call to find out where they're at with their application.
Okay.
And as soon as we have them complete, Bob's, so if they heat with oil, that notification's sent over that day. So they'd be able to get their oil. As soon as we get them done, once a day, I believe Teresa sends over notification to all the oil vendors.
Okay. So the notification goes directly to the vendors that so-and-so's been approved for X number of dollars. So the vendor knows that. So the wheels can roll and they can deliver the oil, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
Okay. One thing you said, Teresa, that I kind of want to just go back to is you guys you're sending out thousands of applications. You're getting thousands of responses. So if you're not able to get to someone today, it's because you're working on all of those other thousands of applications you already have, right?
Yes.
Okay. And basically you kind of triage the applications you mail out to prior year participants and the ones coming in, and just tell us a little bit about how you triage those in terms of what do you do first? The deliverables, is that the right word?
Well, we do, because that has to be delivered to the house.
Okay.
So we try to work on the oils first.
Okay.
We don't ignore the others.
Right.
But we try to get those done each and every day so that we can let the vendors know, because those things have to be delivered.
Okay.
Gas and electric do not.
Okay. So you focus on the oil and the things that have to be delivered to the house. The idea being you don't want anyone to be cold.
Correct.
Okay. And also, what if somebody identifies them that they're in an emergency situation? Is there such a thing, and how does that work?
Are you asking me or Alita?
I'll ask Alita.
So if somebody's in an emergency, with oil, we would start that process as soon as possible.
Okay.
Emergencies get put on the top of the pile. That would be an emergency. They have no oil in the house. So we have so many hours in which to complete that. But the nice thing, what you had just brought up, was Tammy kind of makes things a lot easier on us, because those are the first ones that are mailed out. So we really don't have those issues anymore. We still have a few, but like Teresa was explaining, they cannot get oil November 1st if we don't have them completed, bottom line, where you could still get your gas and your electric. So that Tammy's...
Who is
have a
this
plan in
Tammy?
place. Yeah, Tammy
Who
is the director of the fuel
Okay.
assistance, so she pretty
Okay.
much is the brains behind the operation, right, Therese?
Correct.
Okay. So a question that I should have asked probably at the very beginning, Teresa, but I didn't, is when does the fuel season start and when does it end?
Okay, so the program begins November 1st.
Yep.
And it goes till April 30th.
Okay.
We typically send out the applications before then. We try to get them out in July and August. This year was a little bit later because last year went a little longer.
Okay.
But that's when they typically go out so that we can start working on them. But no one can get oil till November 1st.
Right. So you're sending you've sent these deliverable applications out a couple months ago. You've been working on them as they come in, since they've come in. And then once November 1st came around, it's almost like you push a button and you can send to all the oil companies, here's the ones that have been approved, here's the amounts kind of thing.
Yes.
Sounds like quite a process.
Yes, it is.
And here's a question that was asked of me the other day. I mean, obviously you want everyone to apply as soon as they can, as soon as they get the application. But if for whatever reason, someone is not able to apply until, say, March, if they're determined to, they would still get the entire amount they're entitled to based on their income, family size, all of that, right? Like it wouldn't be prorated.
No, well, they would be, that's a case-by-case type of deal.
Okay.
That just depends. If they didn't apply till March, but they were living in the same place from the fuel season, then we could retro back. But if they just moved into that place in March, then we would only be able to help them from March until the end of April.
Okay. So that answered two questions. And so if somebody has moved, say somebody moved into the area in January, they should apply and see if they're eligible from January going forward, right? Okay.
Yes, that is correct.
So I want to talk about income. What does someone need, Alita, to show in terms of income? Someone who's working and then say someone who might be retired. What are some of the things?
Someone that's working, we would need their last 4 weeks of pay stubs consecutive.
Yep.
Social Security, a printout from the Social Security office.
Okay.
Pension, we cannot accept bank statements anymore for Social Security or pension. We need to have the actual, what they file with. So like is it a 1090? Their pension, off the top of my head, I think it is a 1090.
Okay.
So we need to have that, especially the first time that they apply. Every year they have to prove their income. Even if their income did not change, when you apply, you still have to send your income. But going back to what you were talking about, Bob, if somebody moved here in January, they want to apply immediately if they want those discounted rates, because that's not going to go back. I mean, that's going to start when they apply.
Okay.
It usually takes about a month for them to get on those discounted rates. So if you heat with gas, you're going to get on a discounted rate. You're going to pay a smaller amount than somebody that's not on fuel, that's not on that discounted rate.
So another reason not to wait, because not only do you get your fuel allocation sooner, but you also begin that year-round discount, and that's for electricity as well. So someone could get a discount for gas and electricity.
Teresa.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So even if they're not heating with electricity, they could get a year-round discount on their electrical bill. Is that correct?
Yes. So
wow.
anyone who, whatever they heat with, if they have an electric account in their name, they get a discount on that electric. If they heat with Berkshire Gas, they also get a discount on their Berkshire Gas along with the electric as well.
Wow. So these are all these really great benefits that probably people aren't aware of. Or the other thing I find in human services, and maybe you guys find this as well, is people tend to screen themselves out. They think, oh, I won't be eligible for this reason or that reason. And yet what you're saying is they definitely could be eligible. Those income guidelines are quite high. What is it? 40,000 for one person, 951?
Yeah, 40,951 for one person.
And then 53 for two?
Two's 53, 551, but let's jump to 78,751. That's simply amazing that you could be eligible for benefits. Bob, they could own the house, they could be a renter, it could be a condo. I mean, they shouldn't rule themselves out. Yeah. They should let us look at it. You can be a landlord and still be eligible.
because as we're talking, I think there are parts of the program that can be confusing to people, but you guys are there to help them sort it all out. And really, my understanding is to help anyone who might possibly be eligible to provide the information they need so that they can be eligible. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Yes.
In other words, you guys are kind of great. Is that fair to say? Really, it is an impressive program. Now, Teresa, what if somebody might have been over income when the fuel season started, but maybe they're no longer working a second job, or maybe the job they were working, they're working less hours over a month, and it's no longer overtime and stuff like that. Should they apply, and maybe now they would be eligible, kind of thing?
Oh, they definitely should apply.
Okay.
Different circumstances happen every day, So
Yeah.
if somebody was working when they applied and they were over income and they lost their job, say 2 months later, we would just need to prove that when their last day of work was, and they would have to go 30 days with no income. We would be able to remove that income, and then, of course, that would bring the household income down.
Yeah.
So that could make them eligible for the program.
Okay. So if people have had significant or fairly significant changes in income or even household size since they originally applied, they should get back in touch with you guys, right? Say, for instance, maybe a minor child is back in the family that wasn't, or whatever. But any changes, they should definitely get back in touch with you guys. Is that fair to say?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. If somebody has a baby, you want to add the child to the application, whatever it is, give us a call and we'll let you know.
Great. Alita.
Hi, Bob.
Hi. Besides the utility discount, someone who's eligible for the fuel assistance is also eligible for an energy assessment visit. Tell us a little bit about that and some of the things that could lead to.
Yes, they fill out a form when we start that application over the phone, or even when they reapply, we send everybody that form to fill out. So if somebody will call them, they'll make an appointment, they'll come in and they're going to change all of their light bulbs to the energy efficient light bulbs. They're going to check the refrigerator. If it's a high energy refrigerator, we're going to replace it for free. They check the air conditioner, and I think, Teresa, if I'm not mistaken, the wash machine.
Yes.
So there's some rules around that. I think you have to have so many people living in the house. But the nice part is there's no charge for this. These are for our clients, and this service is totally free. They'll come in and replace those items at no cost to you. So the idea is that they're trying to teach them how to save energy, how to save cost in the household.
The way I view it is you're swapping out those big old high energy using refrigerators, and they're getting something that's much more efficient. So it's an energy saver. And that's part of the spirit of the program.
Yeah. I mean, they would call our office and ask to speak to Sharon.
Okay.
And Sharon would be the one who would, set up an appointment for them, for someone to come out and go through those things with them.
But that's part of the entire service, right, Teresa? If you're eligible for fuel, then the fuel is the gateway to all these other things, I guess. Okay. So, Alita, tell us about heating system repair and replacement for homeowners. How's that work?
Certainly. If you're on fuel assistance and your furnace breaks, we have Julie, who works in our weatherization department. You would call her, and as long as there's funds available, you could get your furnace fixed or replaced if it needed to be replaced at very no cost or very little cost. I think sometimes there might be a little cost there for other issues around the furnace, but this is the reason you should be on fuel assistance. So most of our seniors, they own their own homes, and they're probably our toughest customers to get them to apply for fuel. And what we tell them is, if your furnace was to break, do you have $5,000, $15,000, $20,000 in the bank to be able to replace this? No. Well, now you're protected. You're on fuel assistance. So if something happens to that furnace, you can make that one phone call and the process can start.
And it's also good for those who are joining us today who might have older parents to think about this as something to talk to mom and dad about. And as you said, Alita, kind of be preventive. Get on the program. So not only do you get help with your fuel assistance, but you're kind of also in a way getting like a little bit of an insurance if that old heating system in your house should go.
I mean, look at the prices of oil too. And most of our houses, what is the percentage? Do you know, Therese, of how many homes we have that heat with oil or propane in Berkshire County? It's pretty high. Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know exactly off the top of my head either. But
neither, so we're but think about the prices on they're going skyrocketing right now. So I mean, that's something to protect our seniors.
Yeah. So Teresa, how many people did you serve last year with the program, all told, by the end of the heating season, as a guesstimate, ballpark?
Okay, probably close to 8,000, I believe, 8 to 9,000 clients.
When you say clients, and it's households, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 8 to 9,000 households. So that's a lot of households. That's a lot of people.
Yes.
So is there enough money this year in the budget from what the feds have given BCAC to cover that this year? Teresa?
Yeah, as far as I know, we haven't been told anything else, and everyone should apply. And we go from there. I think everyone should apply.
Teresa, Alita, what are some of the things that you hear the most for people who don't apply? Particularly, you mentioned the seniors are your harder to reach audience. Why are they perhaps reluctant to apply?
Somebody else needs it more than me. I think that people don't realize that you're not taken from someone. There's a pot of funds there that are used. And the more people that apply in Berkshire County, the more it shows the need and the more money that's going to come into Berkshire County. So my recommendation is everybody should try. Everybody should try and apply. It's confidential. No one's going to know that you applied. Yeah. And it's a protection for you. I mean, we don't know how high the prices are going to go up. I mean, I heat with oil, and I know I filled up my tank because I'm kind of worried. What are the prices going to be in a couple of months? Yeah. I think this year more than ever, people really should apply, especially look out for your seniors, look out for your neighbors. We have proxy forms. So if your mom and dad need to apply for fuel and you're worried that they're not capable of it, we do have a proxy form that we can send to mom and dad. They sign off and give permission for someone to be able to step in for them and be able to start the process.
And I guess from what both of you have said, I mean, kind of what I'm hearing is that there is a sufficient amount of money here in Berkshire County to pay for all of the fuel that people would be eligible for under the program. And if we don't use it here, it's going to go back. So everyone who might possibly be eligible or wonders if they're eligible should apply. And if they feel, well, if they could then you spend whatever money they save on fuel, go out into the community, go out to eat or whatever, but put the money into the Berkshire County economy. Don't let it go back to the feds because it's here. Let's keep it here. Let's spend it here, kind of thing. Is that fair to say?
The feds are not watching this, right, Bob?
Yeah. Well, I hope they are. This is the purpose of it all. Yeah. I mean, this is it's a great program, and it's always to me a little sad when people who are eligible think they're not because of various things, or are reluctant to apply because they don't want to take it from someone else, when in fact there's no such thing. They're not taking it from someone else, is what I'm hearing both of you saying.
Yeah, that is correct. They're not taking from someone else.
Okay. So
and I think that if you see your neighbor struggling, please share the information. If you know someone that's eligible, please share the information. Not everybody, might be watching this program, may not know about fuel assistance. Right. I mean, if you're watching it and you know someone that may need this service, please share the phone number with them.
Yeah, thank you. That's well said. And I think, I mean, just as I'm listening to the features of the program that the two of you are sharing, it's like, this sounds too good to be true. I mean, what's the catch? The fact is, it's exactly what it is. There is no catch. This is a program that's designed to help provide heating fuel assistance and those other things, all ultimately, to help people save energy. But it's all good stuff. So Teresa, tell us again about that 866 number and how should people utilize that? Particularly, I guess, when you were saying it's 24/7. I mean, that's a way for somebody to get information in the middle of the night, kind of thing.
It is. They can call there and find out. I believe they just have to put in their social security number.
Okay.
It is in English and in Spanish. So they can call the number. That will tell them if they're incomplete, what they need to hand in, if they're eligible, how much they're eligible for, all those different things. It explains how the program works. It does a lot of different things. So because our phones are so busy, that is the best number to call.
Yeah. And even if they feel that, that they definitely want to talk with someone, maybe listen to all the features of that first, particularly as it pertains to the unique situation once they put their social security number in. And then maybe if they still feel the need to talk to you, and maybe they won't because they got the information, but then maybe give you a call. I want to ask about some things. Teresa, you and I were talking about a week or so ago before the show about the unemployment stimulus money. Does that count as income, that extra unemployment?
Okay, so right now there is no more stimulus money.
Right, but there was, right, for this.
There was. We did not count the stimulus money. We counted the unemployment that they were receiving. If they were receiving, the unemployment and the stimulus, then the regular unemployment was counted as income. If it was just the stimulus was not counted as income.
Okay, and again, I think to the point that you both have made, where sometimes people think they're not eligible because they're doing the math themselves. That could be something that someone may say, "Oh, I'm not eligible for that because I got the stimulus," and you're saying that doesn't count. So it's just important for people to know that. So we've got about a minute left. Anything we haven't talked about, Alita, that you want to cover for this?
The ELF program's up and running. Anyone that's the warm clothing program.
Okay.
Anybody looking for a sponsor? Not sure when this will be out there, but we'll be looking for sponsors through November, December, and at any time, a donation to help us buy clothes for next year.
So this will be starting to air in early November. So the ELF program is a BCAC program that provides warm clothing to kids, 12 and under?
12 and under.
So you've gotten hundreds and hundreds of names, and you're asking now that if someone is listening, joining in, and might want to consider buying a sponsor, which means what? Buying clothing for
buying clothing for a child, or even buying clothing and bringing it to the location. We have 2,000 children that we usually do throughout Berkshire County. Even a cash donation. I mean, we have someone that shops when the prices start going down. She can get a Nike jacket sometimes for $15. It's amazing. So we've started shopping throughout the summer. So any donation would help us to keep this program going.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks to both of you for coming on and providing all this really important information. And to those joining us at home, we know this information can help you or someone you know. So please share this information. Everybody have a great day. Be well and be safe. Bye now.
Bye, Bob.
Bye, Bob.